Welcome to Disruptive Innovation Part 2. This is the fifth video in the Innovation in Higher Education, a primer series. The theme for this video is disruptive innovation, and the big idea is technological innovation has historically failed to disrupt higher education. This video focuses on examples of disruptive innovation and examples of disruptive innovation in higher education. After viewing this video, students will be able to produce a list of disruptive innovations. In addition, students will be able to list current disruptive innovations in higher education. To achieve these desired learning outcomes, let's take a look at disruptive innovation in action. Disruption is happening all around us. In the live music capital of the world, Austin, Texas, tech startups and innovations such as Twitter, take off and pop up overnight. What other technologies are currently disrupting the markets? Well, let's set the scene. It's a typical Saturday night in Austin, Texas. My friends are visiting from out of town, and I want to show them a good time in downtown Austin. It's 2 a.m. The bars just closed, and Austinites and visitors alike are flocking to the streets to hail city taxi cabs. Standing on the corner of 7th and Trinity, my friends and I are trying to hail a cab. To no avail. Cabs are whizzing by and none stopping to pick us up. Let's call an Uber. I open my Uber app and request for a pickup. The app relays that the nearest Uber is 2 minutes away, and I can track on the map on my phone when they arrive and pay directly via the app, which is attached to my credit card. Just like that, we have a ride. Apps just like Uber and Lyft are disrupting the market of taxis and transportation as we know it. The concept is a car service software company that allows the number of drivers to increase. The availability of safe rides home combined with app software increases access to non-consumers. People that would not normally be inclined to take a cab home because of convenience now have the option and accessibility. If you recall from video 4 in the series, disruptive innovation requires an innovation to be of lesser quality or cheaper and be available to non-consumers. According to Bill Gurley, Uber investor and board member, Uber is committed to being a low-price leader, even claiming to be the cheapest car service anywhere. Business Insider also notes that in most cities, Uber is cheaper than taking a cab. Innovations that disrupted the video market include Redbox and Netflix. I remember growing up, it was always a treat for my dad to take me to pick out a movie at Blockbuster. It was somewhat expensive once you added the movie set for my parents and me and my sister. Then when I was in college, having DVDs sent in the mail via Netflix was the next biggest thing. Blockbusters were slowly on the decline since there were cheaper, more convenient ways to receive DVDs. For around $10 to $15 a month, you could get unlimited DVDs sent to you based on your preferences. Netflix didn't technically put Blockbuster out of business, but it did disrupt the market and the way that consumers typically watch movies. Now there are an infinite number of options available to us at our fingertips for little cost. Netflix and Redbox, a DVD vending machine for $1.08 a DVD a night, offer DVDs at a much lower cost to people that would not normally be able to afford DVDs, such as college students, or gain access to DVDs at their fingertips. Back to the big idea. Technological innovation has historically failed to disrupt higher education. Keyword, historically. There are up-and-coming technologies being utilized in the classroom that have the potential to disrupt higher education currently and in the near future, such as MOOCs, massive open online courses. According to the New York Times, MOOCs are usually free, creditless, and, well, massive, because anyone with an internet connection can enroll. Faculty can't spend time responding to individual student questions. Therefore, the courses are lecture-based. The low cost and lower quality compared to a traditional college classroom environment, where students get face-to-face interaction with the professor, make MOOCs a disruptive innovation. MOOCs, within the past year, have been a huge topic of conversation within higher education. From the headlines, MOOCs are the proving grounds for a new model for higher education. Administrators and faculty alike wonder how to create a learning environment just as valuable as a classroom experience. Overall, scholars wonder where do MOOCs fit in higher education, as we will see in the upcoming years of higher ed. Now let's see what you've learned. Identify 2 disruptive innovations. A. iTunes and Apple products. B. Netflix. C. Uber. D. Flat screen televisions. E. Prezi. If you chose B and C, you are correct. If you do not choose correctly, refer back to the examples of disruptive innovations in this video. Blank is an example of disruptive innovation in higher education. A. TED Talks. B. Learning Catalytics. C. MOOCs. D. Utilizing Twitter and Facebook in the classroom. If you chose C, you are correct. If you did not choose C, please refer back to the video to the examples of disruption in higher education. If you are interested in reading more about the topics covered or the headlines mentioned in this video, please refer to the references listed here. Thank you for watching Innovation in Higher Education, a primer, Video 5. We encourage you to keep learning by continuing with Video 6.